It's the book club, and this time another fantastic collection of short stories from one of my indie author friends. This is Deathbed Confessionals by A.D. Jones. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dave Musson, and this is the place where sometimes I talk to you about Stephen King, sometimes I talk to you about horror movies, but right here, right now, I'm talking to you about horror books that aren't written by Stephen King. Yes, this is my book club where each week I recommend a book to you that I've read recently from the horror genre that I think you will too. And in each episode I'll give you a synopsis of the book, a bit about the author, a spoiler-free review, and I'll try and align it to a Stephen King book. So you've got that point of reference to help you decide if you want to give this one a try. And if you do give it a try and you enjoy it, make sure you rate it and review it on places like Storygraph, Goodreads, Amazon. And if you really like it, rave about it on your social media channels, to your friends, send them text messages with your favourite bits, buy them copies, all of that kind of stuff. Get people enthused about reading books that you've enjoyed. And if you want to see the full selection of the book club so far, I'll pop a link down below, or you can check the link right up there. There's more than 50 books there now, so lots for you to go and enjoy. This time I'm going back to an author who was one of the first authors who ever graced the book club with their presence, A.D. Jones. They've got a new book out, a new collection of short stories called Deathbed Confessionals. It's out on the 1st of October. I'm posting this a little early just because it's a busy time of year for new releases, but definitely want you to be aware of this one. I got to read this very early and had a great time with it, and I'm excited to tell you about it. So let's get into it here on the book club. So here's your synopsis of Deathbed Confessionals. Still reeling from the murder of his friend and colleague, a man receives a mysterious caller in the dead of night. A failing author's pact for fame and fortune slowly begins to unravel the world around him. Two women struggle as they find themselves wrapped up in a man's twisted, high-stakes version of The Bachelor. These are just a few of the delights ahead as you journey through 15 tales that promise to entice, shock, and terrify. Deathbed Confessionals brings you horrors incarnate, delivered in bite-sized, easily digestible frights. And a bit about the author for you. A.D. Jones lives in the north of England, where he spends his time favouring books over people and can be found writing or devouring said books to review online. He loves cola, Twin Peaks, cult movies and all things horror. He dislikes the movie The Karate Kid with a passion that burns brighter than the sun. And as I said, he's already been on the book club. Go and check out that one once you're done with this one. Okay, there's your background. Let's get into my spoiler-free review of Deathbed Confessionals. So as I've already mentioned, I got to read this collection pretty early. A.D. Jones is one of my favourite British horror authors, so it was a real treat to get an early look at this collection. And going with him as he explored the shorter form was a real joy. I had a great time with it. In fact, this smorgasbord of snackable scares just underlines that A.D. Jones is just as good in the shorter form as he is in the longer form. And he's really good in the longer form. This collection gives us blood, gore, killers, chatty vampires, creepy clowns, and plenty more. In short, they're a blast from first to last. Now this is a collection, so as is always the way with the collections, not every single story worked perfectly for me, but I'm going to shout out the ones that really resonated with me. So let's go through my favourites. So Midnight in the Subway, which is the story that kicks us off. This was the creepy as anything train ride that just seemed to channel Clive Barker and had this Hitchcockian Twilight Zone style bump at the end that I really enjoyed. In Conversation with the Dead, this one was quirky, it was bizarre and kind of funny tale of a vampire who's very talkative. Like, you've never seen a vampire quite like this before. A Steady Constant. Now this one, when I was reading it, I was like, have I read this before? Because it seems familiar. And yes, I have. This is A.D. Jones' story from the collection Curbside Curses. And this was one of my highlights from that collection. This story is all about repeated pain. And it is maddening. It's a dark and punchy tale about a cursed razor blade. And it's really creative and just a really enjoyable story. Right, Pen Me a Nightmare next. This one is a Faustian deal for an author who becomes more powerful than he would ever have imagined. Love me a Faustian pact, especially when they're done well, and this one is done very well. Swap Meet next. So this one, I guess the moral here is just be careful who you do business with. This story is a murderous swap meet table holders. Has a fun ending, and yeah, I like it. Next up on my list was The Reunion, a creepy little fun piece set on Halloween, no less. The image of this child dressed as a ghost being out there but coming closer in this one was just particularly spooky. That image of things getting closer and you can't stop them always gets under my skin. Okay, Invitation to Dinner I noted because it was interesting and gloopy. Cool. Yeah, I mean, you're hooked, right? So The Tourist, I wanted to give a shout out. This one isn't necessarily scary, but I really like the concept here. This is basically like werewolf management, werewolf admin. I've never thought of like the administrative side of werewolves and the community of werewolves and what they have to do to keep themselves in order. So thanks to A.D. Jones for giving us that insight. Truly, I enjoyed it. So a few more I wanted to shout out. Next up, Incarnate. This was a creepy clown in a hall of mirrors. I mean, yeah, like hall of mirrors, scary. Clowns, to a lot of people, scary. Creepy clowns, obviously scary. Put those two together, yeah, scary. Next up, I liked A Lamb to the Slaughter. Now, you're reading this one and you think, okay, we're reading about a murderer and this murderer has been caught. Or have they? And lastly, I wanted to shout out Cold Shoulder, which was this dread-inducing tale of a dead twin and a trip to the ice. And I liked this because, so with A.D. Jones, a lot of his writing is really sort of gory, very visceral horror, almost splatterpunk at times. But this story shows he's really good at doing the dread building stuff as well. So yeah, this is a tale of a dead twin and a trip to the ice. Personally, I wanted the ending to go a bit harder, but I still really enjoyed it. So when it comes to a King book to compare this to, it's Skeleton Crew for me. The stories here are short, sharp, pulpy, campy, nasty, and not without humour as well. Yeah, a good mix. So in summary, once again, A.D. Jones has delivered the goods, and with spooky season approaching, this is the perfect collection of stories to just have on your shelf and dip into once a night. Your own literary trick or treats. So this one comes out next week as this video drops on the 1st of October, and I can definitely recommend it. And huge thanks to A.D. Jones for giving me a very early copy so I could read it and review it for you right here on the book club. Okay, there we go. Deathbed Confessionals on the book club. Are you going to check this one out? I really think you should. If you like short stories and you're looking for something perfect for this time of year, this one is that. So go and get it when it comes out on the 1st of October. Now, if you made it this far, a couple of quick plugs from me. All the things I want to plug are linked down below, but those things are my own award-winning collection of short stories, Once More Around the Sun, my range of Stephen King themed band shirts, my Stephen King trivia book, and the fact that you can become a member of this channel, a constant viewer, get extra content, get early access to regular content, fun emojis, stuff like that, and support me directly. And hey, if none of that works for you, no worries, just watching this video is fine. Subscribe if you haven't done so already so you don't miss future ones, and tell a friend about this channel as well so I can continue to grow and get more eyeballs on my little nonsense ramblings. And yeah, I've sold myself short there, haven't I? Cool. Let's just wrap up, shall we? See you soon. Happy reading.